A very special thank you to everybody who tunes in to the Justin Podcast. And I also want to give a special thanks to all my sponsors.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Advertisers, let's give the phrase "in this economy" a rest. What does that mean, anyway? That in this economy you've got a great deal for consumers, but in the next economy, no dice? Maybe you could take a cue from Motel 6. We help people save money in any economy with the lowest price of any national chain. Something to think about in this economy. Oops. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Book online at motel6.com.
He's considered to be the greatest announcer in XTV history. And now, Justin Turkeyleg brings his famous voice along with his awesome friends to the podcast world. This is Justin's Podcast.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Ernest Justin Turkeyleg. Here again with another episode of Justin's Podcast. You know you've been yearning for it. You know you want it. And, of course, my guest is Miss Aida Vickers, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, this here interview is one that I recorded. When did I record this? It was sometime in 2016. And, just so many things be happening, and I put certain things on the shelf. And I'm gonna tell you the real truth. The reason that I save some podcasts and that I don't put them out immediately is because, I just be wanting people to forget all about that we ever did this interview. And you wouldn't believe it. People actually do forget. They be like, I had an interview with you? I'm like, yep. I even forget sometimes. I can't lie. Like one time I found an interview that I did with NML. Of course, former star here in XTV. And I only got the part one of it. There was a part one and a part two. I don't know where part two is. For the life of me, I don't know where it's at. It's probably on an old phone somewhere that, that got lost or something. Something along them lines. A couple thoughts on my mind this week, ladies and gentlemen. I want to put this out there, okay? For anybody who listens to this show, go over and listen and watch AOR. All right, I'm serious. Watch this universe mode, and watch AOA too. Both of them are great, but AOR is a brand new show. It's done by J&W Boss. He got a partner named J Dog, and man, this is universe mode done correctly. You understand? This is, if you love wrestling the way I love it, you know what I mean? Because if you listening to this podcast, you must love something about wrestling. This kind of a wrestling podcast. It's XTV stuff, but it's wrestling, esque. And if you love that wrestling like I love it, you will love AOR wrestling. Man, these stars are getting over with me. And on the more recent episode, I saw featured Darren Talton, who was, let me tell you, is running amok, ladies and gentlemen. He, I ain't gonna even talk about, what recently happened. The big happening. Because that video ain't out yet. But yeah, man, he just attacked the kid JB. JB fell out in the middle of the ring. If y'all don't know, ladies and gentlemen, JB is the AOR heavyweight champion. Who, to be honest, I was not a big fan of until I, seen him in this matchup up against, I might botch up the guy's name. I think it's Jackson Wade. I think that's his name. If it ain't, I'm sorry, okay? I got all kind of damn emails talking about I got this wrong, I got that wrong. I'm sorry, damn. I'm human. All right, I'm sorry to Michael Van Wilder. I'm sorry to Super Kick Gaming Party. Sorry to you for for saying that your characters was created by True Pain X. I'm sorry, True Pain. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. Of course, these particular people didn't email me themselves. But got countless emails from different fans, saying, "Oh, Justin, you're getting old. You can't remember nothing. You dumb. Shut up." Well, I had a few choice words for some of those people. Send. Anyways, AOR is a great show. Um, and you just gotta check it out, man. J Dog is great on commentary. Bobby Heenan esque. Everybody always say that, but no, a little bit. He get it. He get how to be a heel commentator, and man, he funny as hell. You gotta love him. J&W Boss, of course, is charming as ever. On AOR, that's I think that's one of the reasons. Besides the action, but I think that's one of the reasons that people are naturally drawn to the J&W Boss channel and AOA and AOR content, not only for the great shows and the creativity put behind it, but the charm that J&W adds behind the microphone. It's just something about him, and it's he got a way of getting these characters over, which is what you're supposed to do as an announcer. So keep up the good work, guys. I see you over there. And J Dog, not only that, but he's got the King of the Ring show. I have to mention that he's got this King of the Ring show that's come out. And talk about this is okay. This is my first time seeing anything from J Dog. He's come over to the XTV World Channel and said some nice things. He went way back, ladies and gentlemen, and he was commenting on the first ever NXTV episode. Cringe, all I gotta say. But I mean, he found something he liked about it. I think he liked the announcing or something like that. But he found something that he dug about it. Like I said, you wouldn't believe it if you go back to the first episode of NXTV, ladies and gentlemen. Like I don't even think it's like but two matches on there. It's just like talking segment after. What were we doing? What were we doing? What direction were we going? Somebody tell me that. Send me an email. You know what I'm saying, at XTV East Coast or something like that. XTV East Coast at gmail.com. Yeah, that's what it is. Of course, I think they go to Pasadena 12 account. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, uh, the King of the Ring episode is again universe mode done right. Like like these things that I'm telling you about. I'm not saying this for no reason. I want you to just take the time and check it out. Just peek at it. Just hit play. Go over there and hit play, and I'm telling you, you're gonna like what you see. Dusty Rhodes going up against Kevin Owens. The thing about this is, like, it's just based off of the introduction and the intro and the presentation. I was already into it, and then once the opening match was about to start, I heard J Dog say on commentary that we had words from Dusty Rhodes and Kevin Owens during the pre-show. Now, of course, because of WWE, ladies and gentlemen, I'm preconditioned. And, I don't mean to say that like that, like because of WWE. I'm just saying that a lot of times, like current day product, they pre-shows, they just kind of long, and I don't really be caring about what's going on now. So because of that, I'm preconditioned to skip over the pre-show, not realizing, wait a minute, this is not WWE. This is universe mode. This is time that somebody took out to create. This is a bonus, you know. And it's when he said, yeah, Dusty Rhodes and Kevin Owens had their comments during the pre-show, and I was like, okay, let me hit pause on this feature this feature show, and let me go back and watch the pre-show. And that's where I'm at right now. I gotta watch the pre-show first before I watch King of the Ring, because I just know that this is gonna be good. He got, like I said, he got Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, rest in peace, and and it's just like, in XTV, we don't use deceased people, but of course, that's just in XTV. So, if you allow yourself to go there, it's interesting, these situations. I mean, it's in universe mode. And we're talking about Kevin Owens, who's one of the great talkers of the day, versus Dusty Rhodes. I'm interested in seeing this perspective and seeing how this turns out. Nearly 3 hours. But, I mean, you know how those shows go. I mean, lots of effort go into these shows, and, you got to pack it in. It's the big pay-per-view, King of the Ring. I can't recommend it enough, just based off of what I've seen, and I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy the pre-show and the rest of it. Yeah, so I got a lot of wrestling to consume this weekend. Uh, Talking a little bit about Undeniable, which was a great show, stellar, I think. I'm proud. I'm proud of those guys. Let me just give you a little backstory about Undeniable, ladies and gentlemen. The idea behind this pay-per-view being called Undeniable was, okay, it's time to go out into that world with what we have, ladies and gentlemen. And not saying that, that the stars on this show is the absolute best of the best, but, a lot of them are the best of the best. And you know what? This is a handful of our absolute best. And it's about taking what we have and putting our best foot forward. Coming up with as good as storylines as possible. Of course, leading up to Undeniable. That's the premise. That's the idea. Of course, leading up to Undeniable, you saw technology hell throughout the weeks. In fact, I got a story for Undeniable itself. I ain't gonna go on about it too long, but it's just that, again, and this is the second time this happened. I think I talked about this on one other podcast where, you know, it's only like an hour left for my export to be done, and what happened? It just continues to just crash for no reason. Well, not crashing the word, shut off, just completely shut off. And then it got to the point like it was just weird. So I just had to turn it off. Like I was exporting it in 1080p, making it nice and clean and crisp, and then when that happened, I was just like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna leave it alone because I wanted to turn the computer off at that time. I mean, it had been on for a couple of days, but that's because we was working on the Undeniable. Then we got to the point where we had to export it, and that's gonna take at least 3 days, at least. I'm exaggerating, of course, but so yeah, Undeniable, of course, had its issues, but I have it is up, it's ready. It's sitting in the queue. I mean, it ain't even in the queue. It's just sitting there on YouTube. Uh, what's it? Unlisted. Can't nobody see it. Ain't nobody seen it yet. But we're gonna go ahead and preview it, look it over before we go ahead and export it. Make sure there ain't no flubs, no flaws. Of course, we looked at it once before, and it is one. It's one. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler real quick. If you don't like spoilers, fast forward this part. But Sketch fights Ricky and Zagura, of course everybody knows, and in that matchup, Sketch wins. But before he wins, the music starts playing. Now, we have gone back and we have cut the part of the music that we don't want to play, where we want it to be cut at. So there's no reason that it should play early. And we even went through the trouble of, well, not trouble, but just we went on ahead and deleted the clip itself, just deleted the whole thing, and we was just gonna let his finish play with no music, since this music insists on playing. And when we did that, the music still played, and then it stopped where we had cut out the whole track. Ain't that something? That ain't the first time that's ever happened with me with Magic's Music Maker. But at that point, we hadn't had so much of the show done. What do you do? What do you do? Start over? Like, what do you do in that situation? I mean, we looked on every line. It's like 16 lines where you can put, MP3s, videos, whatever you need to put, MP4s, whatever. JPEGs. I know I'm going on. But anyways, what I'm saying is, it's like 16 lines, and you can add lines if you want to. And when we looked on every line to make sure, there's no duplicates or nothing like that. Yeah, playing on his own, mind of his own. Magics, get your shit together. Oh man, what else I wanted to talk about? I know, Aida, I know. I think that's it though. I wanted to talk about the AOR. I wanted to talk about King of the Ring and Undeniable. Yeah, and to Cassie Cage, I'm sorry. I love you. All right, it wasn't me. I was asked to do that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to find Cassie Cage, but I didn't do it. I didn't find her. I just gave her the find, and I went up to her like old Joe be doing people and went, bang, cause her outfit was too risque, and she was showing a little butt crack, and you can't do that in NXT. Like, you get a fine for that, So yeah, and she like, nah, blood, cuz you know what I'm saying. When I had originally wore my outfit, I ain't know that my pants came down that low. You know what I'm saying? Cause my jacket was covering it. Yeah, which is a good point. You know what I'm saying? Cause what happened was she had downloaded. Well, she messed around and copied clothes from a downloaded Cassie Cage. So she downloaded the clothes, and so she didn't realize that the pants was so low cut. But hey man, you live and you learn. You gotta check that stuff. Y'all gotta start going out there and having matches before y'all go out there in front of the live crowd. Test yourself out. What's going on, man? You might learn something new. You might discover something new that you want to change about yourself or enhance about yourself. All right. So I'm sorry, Cassie. Don't be mad at me. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. That's all I got to say about that. All right. I'm going to leave it alone, though. I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Aida Vickers is on the other side of this break. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. I ain't heard it in a long time, but I remember doing it, and, we had a whole lot of fun. Aida is one of my all-time favorites in XTV. Okay, if y'all don't know, all right, let me let y'all know. Well, because I'm just gonna preface it here because I don't know if I do the proper introduction. I probably do in there, because I remember her being like, "Ooh, Justin, I like your introductions." That made me happy. Back in 2010, I used to always look at Aida Butt. Back on SmackDown versus Raw 2010. Yeah, man, because she used to wear them hot pants. I know. She used to always be like, Justin, because I used to be like, man, y'all look at Aida Butt. But, anyways. She know I'm just playing. She know I love her. Anyways, yeah, Miss Aida Vickers, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of this break. I just have you know that I've been up since this morning, and I just been ripping and running, and I'm sleeping. Okay, so if Justin sound a little weird today, I'm tired. I ain't had no rest. I'm finna go to bed. All right, after I do the close, and then that's gonna be it. All right, good night, y'all, and enjoy this show. Enjoy.
Mamma mia! Pizza Cake haven't chosen me to tell you about the new Corleone pizza. Soft white Italian dough, soaked in the finest Palermo tomato, all topped with 1 whole pound of Milano cheese. Then choose 5 toppings from the famous Pizza Cake 500. Mwah. And remember what Mama said, leave room for dessert at Pizza Cake.
Now you can buy your parts online and pick up your order in any O'Reilly Auto Parts store. No shipping costs, convenient pickup, and easy returns. Shop your way at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm gonna turn this fan off. Mother complain about how the sound be on a lot of my podcasts. You can hear the fan, but it be hot. It's summertime. Very excited about my guest today, ladies and gentlemen. A West Sider, and this is probably going to be one of the more unique guests that I've had in a long time, and she's a very, very special individual. Yes, I said she, ladies and gentlemen. She started out in the early days, in the early 90s, which we'll be talking about. Had a very unique show with a very unique perspective, especially for the time. being when this was a age and an era where things was pretty much run by Yaki and his type of look, and then of course it was always about wrestling, but she had a beauty salon, and we're gonna talk all about that, and we're gonna talk about so much more that she's done over her illustrious career. Definitely a future Hall of Famer we have on hands, and Miss Aida Vickers.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Ada.
Soup feel extra, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's something about those girls.
Yeah, but Justin, I like your intros.
Thank you.
You be putting people over.
Well,
You can tell that you're more so of a fan of your guests before, they just guess, if you will.
Yeah.
Except Bill Hunter. You couldn't stand him.
Yeah, but that one even came out good.
It came out funny. Child, me and my girls play that at work so much.
Well,
We don't get nothing done.
Yeah, that's what I try to do with this show. Because when you think about, and I know this ain't about me, but when you think about the SIDE radio days, I was always I say whatever I want to, but with this one, I just wanted to be I wanted to make it different, from any of the other stuff that I used to do, and that's why, I try to make it about the guests, and I like to highlight, their special qualities, and you are definitely, one of those, the perfect type of person that I want, for this show because of how you started your career out, and it's like what I was saying in the beginning, you having that unique type of a show, and going back and to put things in even more perspective, here you are, there were no dolls, around, it was just
I already know this is going, child.
It was just action figures.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. It's funny as hell. And you was the Bret Hart toy. It's documented. We got your documentary. It's on there. You was the toy on that. It's
and
crazy.
I just liked it when
right.
we won a game.
Yeah. You, Naomi, and Dominique. So they was the Steiner brothers.
Dominique, it sound like you insulting them.
No,
they
man.
was the Steiner brothers.
Nah, we tell the truth on this show.
The brothers, child.
We tell the real truth of how everything really started out. We go there on this show.
Yeah.
And
I see it, Justin. But if I may,
yes, please.
That was a crazy time.
No. Hold on. I want to know. I want to know how did it start out, and what was the premise behind this? Where did it come from? Because like I said, it was completely different from anything that was size-ish.
Well, ODD, Spot the Doggy.
Okay.
People often forget how impactful his show was. He's very unsung, and I guess because his later legacy was just so bad as far as his talking and all that.
Yeah.
But his show was very full. You know what I mean? It opened up, and he always went to this restaurant, and then he always went to my shop. You know what I'm saying? And I was just always just there. It was just he'll just run through, to this place and order some food, and then he'll go to this beauty salon, and that would be me, Naomi, and Dominique, and my hairdresser at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we'd just be in there girl, that dog in here again, child. And that was a segment of the show that started to generate popularity amongst the fans. They were interested in us because they just, they liked the way we just said that, you know what I mean? And we became the more popular characters, even though we weren't used as much. The fans took a liking to that because it was something different, you know what I mean? As you were saying, as far as the realm of XTV, it's three girls, you get a girl perspective as far as TV shows and thoughts, and
exactly.
That's what made it stand out.
Very
amongst the craziness of XTV, Spot the Doggy, Pain, and Donkey Kong, and your show with Apu.
Well, I don't think we was around yet.
Oh
yeah, not during your time.
No. Actually, that's what I wanted to put out. Y'all came first because
we came before y'all.
Yep. Y'all came way before us because I remember.
Oh, you mean our first season, with the toys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Okay.
y'all came first.
All
Cause,
right. Gotcha.
Spot the Doggy was over there, and then because it was a toy, it was like a toy dog with blue spots.
Yeah.
And Spot later on became a brown Beanie Baby. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
back then
he did the Aunt Vivian.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Had a blue dog looked like Aunt Vivian. Child. But anyway, so yeah, like you was doing Spot the Dog. You know, you actually came up with that, and then I think Tony was crying one day, and you gave him a bunch of toys, and then Soup just kind of, okay, I'll do Spot the Dog again, you know.
Oh, so we came up with Spot?
Yep.
What?
That's what I wanted to finally let y'all know. Like, y'all came up with Spot the Doggy. You know what I'm saying? It was just one time y'all did it. You know what I mean? Y'all just did it like, this Spot the Doggy, y'all. And he didn't talk like how we made him talk. He was just like, I just Spot the Doggy. However you made him talk.
Some cartoon,
you know?
typical type.
Yeah,
thing.
like, you know, and then, but one time Soup was crying, and then you never continued to Spot the Doggy series, and you just gave the toy to him. You know what I'm saying? And Spot the Doggy sprung from there.
Wow.
And, you know, I mean, I ain't going to talk about the legacy of Spot, but I just want to say,
You can talk about whatever you want.
I just want to say, working with him, man, we had fun. You know what I mean? People say he got on drugs and stuff, but to me, that never affected our relationship. You know, he always looked out for everybody in the cast. I mean, as far as I'm talking about Best Boy Key Grip, like, he looked out for everybody. He made sure everybody felt comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and even when he got to his biggest success, you know what I mean, the Action 1, Action 2 days, 2000, I would say, it's like when he reached that, you know, climax and everything, it's like he still reached out like, you good, you know, and he remained that way for some time. He still looks out for people, even though he's sick and all that, you know what I mean? But yeah, and but that's how that really sprung. Justin, I think you was asking me, like, is
Okay, that was a good ass answer too, because you know, I never realized that, but looking back, I remember now y'all being a part of the Spot the Doggy show.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then y'all like having that small segment, and then it's kind of like, you know, what Moesha did with Monique's show, that becomes, you know,
and what people don't,
what do they call those? A jump off,
spinoff. Like, what people don't even remember, you know what I mean, is Thea's Family. Like, speaking of the Moesha show, it was the show in the early 90s, Thea's Family, and that was a spinoff, and Moesha is a spinoff of that.
Oh,
I bet you
who
didn't
was
even
Thea?
know. Thea, it was like, it came out in the early 90s.
Who was Thea?
I don't know this lady name. Like she was only known for that show. Yeah, and she was like a heavy set lady, and Moesha was on that. She was actually, I think she was Moesha on that show too. They were like, Moesha such and such, and it was a small segment, but that segment was popular. And it's crazy, it's like that, because we didn't know this till years later, you know. And then you look at the Spot the Doggy show, one segment, Aida show, and you know how stuff sprung off.
Exactly.
But yeah, you know, and what was your question? I'm sorry.
Oh no,
that we good, y'all.
Well, no, I mean, you was just talking about, you know, I was just talking about how, you know, your show was a spinoff of the original Spot the Doggy show.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I just remember, you know, that vibe. I mean, you know, you would go into that room and, you know, the things that would just go down in there. And, you know, just your show was, your show was just one of those shows that, you know, it was just unique. It had that uniqueness. You know, talk a little bit about that. Talk about, you know, the process, and, you know, the way those shows would come about, and, you know, what was it all about, and, you know, what y'all accomplished, you know, during that time.
Well, a lot of it was influenced by conversations Sandra would have at the beauty salon. You know, remember she used to take y'all there to Pat's, I think, wherever y'all used to go.
I think that was her name.
Yeah, and then, you know, it just kind of sprung off of little things that would happen, and, you know, we would just try to do it in our own way, our creative way. And, you know, it was a parody, but it was unique because we did it our way, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what made it stand out. And so, you know, me, Naomi, and Dominique, we grew up together. You know, at first was me and Dominique. We been homies from day one.
Yeah.
And then Naomi came around high school, and we just clicked it. You know, we was the pack of girls that we could never be without each other. We always laughing, playing TLC. You know what I mean? We was just them girls. You know, and I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something about that.
Y'all just y'all just a fun group though.
I forgot. I was gonna make a point, like, you know, but the show was just fun. You know what I'm saying? Because it was really almost like a reality TV in a way, because it was just us in the beauty salon, like I said. You know what I mean? But that whole thing was fun. You know,
Was it?
Yeah, because I remember the preview. That's what I was gonna say. Dude and Dude was out, and they showed a preview of that. And Grandma was singing a theme. I think like cause all she seen was Super Duper playing in the backyard. Cause Soup was doing the preview of the Ada show coming soon, and he was like on his little stick, and he kept going Ada, Ada, Ada. He just kept doing it to himself, and I think Grandma was like Ada, Ada. I think she did that. You know,
I wouldn't be
either that was
surprised.
a dream or she actually said it. I can't remember fully, but you know what I'm saying, because he just did it out of nowhere, and like that preview made us just think, damn, you know, this Ada show gonna be something special. You know what I'm saying? If Grandma said it, I think it was something like that.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
somebody in the family or somebody was like
singing
it.
I don't know if I said it, man, but you know, it's definitely. I was singing it before we had started. It's just like it's catchy. It's catchy as hell.
Exactly. And
how did they come up with that though? How did they come up with that, and how did they come up with your name? Because that's another thing. Like, that's always been interesting to me. Like your name, Ada.
And
you know and even like Gayleen and like a lot of the females on XTV West. Like, I wonder where they get their names from. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, what's special about you, Ada, is because it's just like you came out of like nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? You was born from a segment. You know, you were so homegrown. You were an original.
Exactly. And I don't even know where my name came from. I know that, you know, it just happened. Like, it wasn't no kid around there named that. Soup just kind of
Nobody was named that.
You know what I mean?
In fact, like, not until nowadays that I actually started to see people named.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's always spelled AYDA.
No, I saw an AIDA.
You seen an AIDA?
I saw it.
Well, child, I'm an original Ada.
Yeah, you the original.
First off. But
it's amazing.
You know, I just loved it at the time, because I was able, you know, only thing I didn't like about, you know, the early days though, that period, is that it was segregation. You know, like, we couldn't go to SIDE events. You know, we could only watch Firmino on TV, and he was so foreign back then. You know what I mean? You know, and I just used to like him, and me and Dominique, you know what I'm saying, we used to love that, but we couldn't go there, you know what I'm saying, until Trunks, and, you know, certain people fought for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at that time, Justin, like, you know, all I can really truly remember is just fun, you know what I mean? We just had fun, you know, because, like, it came from, you know, because for a while, we were still that segment on Spot the Doggy, even though I had my show. Like, you know, we were still that little segment, you know what I'm saying? But then our show became too popular. But like I said on the DVD that we released in 2009, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was the backstage stuff that was starting to change. Like I said, me, Dominique, and Naomi, we always been friends, always been cool. Why you stop my bubbles? But anyway,
sorry.
We always been cool, you know what I'm saying? But it just, I don't know, the business can sometimes just, you know, turn your best friends against you. You know what I mean? Because you got all these different people in your ear telling you this, telling you that. And, you know, a lot of drama got started. And I think drama definitely got started when me and Woody's romance definitely started, you know what I'm saying, going into, you know, fruition. Because that's another thing. Woody, his show was you know, Spot the Doggy was a spinoff of Woody's show. I just thought about that. Woody and the Farm.
I thought that he had.
I mean,
I thought that he had, you know, some affiliation. I was going to ask about Woody. I didn't know that you had a relationship with him.
Yeah. You know, he talking like that's a damn lie. Forget him. You know what I'm saying?
He said that about that?
About him slapping me and all the abuse he put me through.
I thought, yeah. I think I remembered that now.
Yeah, and you know, it's just
he was abusive.
When I got with him, it's like that changed. Like, at first it was just lovey-dovey, okay, I like Woody. But then when it started to get in public eye, like the girls, Naomi and Dominique, they thought I was, you know, Only reason because they started using me more. They started using my character more, and it stopped being, you know, about those two. And the other people. It started being more about me. So they thought that it was being about me because it was Woody. You know what I'm saying? Who was like really hot at this point, and they thought like, I don't know, like Stephanie with Triple H. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only reason, you know what I'm saying, she hot is cause he with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she got the rub.
Yeah, you know. And so they thought I was just rubbing elbows with the right people, and I didn't really love him, but. Nah, at first we really did, you know what I'm saying? And then this is also an era still, like, you know, that whole jungle fever, I guess you could say, like, you know, oh, he white and she black, and, you know, that mentality was still going on. So a lot of people didn't like our relationship, you know what I mean? And I don't think Woody could handle that in a very respectful or responsible adult way, because he used to hit me upside my head, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, but Dominique, she used to be like trying to like, look, you see him beating you, and I know he beating you, and you know, I'm fighting her, and it was just backstage, you know. We just got into so much drama, and I think ultimately Super Duper's involvement gonna release that sex tape with his fat ass. You know what I'm saying? And
now, who was he with in the sex tape?
He talking about he was with me. And I was drunk that night, okay? I was drunk that night.
How obnoxious.
I don't know what he had put in my drink, but he talking about all that crazy stuff he was talking about. I don't like him. I can't stand Antonio, Vincent Warren. Yeah, I know you hate your name.
Oh, my God.
But... I just can't stand him, you know what I mean? He just doing too much. And, that even made it even worse because like, oh, so now you with, you know what I'm saying, Super Duper. Oh, damn, you definitely, you know, you a whore of the industry. And that's what I was labeled as, a whore of the industry. Because when I started to finally speak up about Woody hitting me, they labeled me, oh, now she trying to get publicity saying Woody hitting her. You know what I mean? Now she doing this. And it was too much going on. And, you know, the show got canceled, you know, the Aida show. And, the reason I'm very brief with the early Aida show is because, like, a lot ain't remembered. You know what I mean? A lot done happened since then.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Of course. So, you know, talk about life after that, because we know that, you know, you would eventually come back to XTV, but that wasn't until a long time later, and there was a long hiatus in between time. I mean, you missed like the rest of Ellicott. You missed Hunters Point,
Temple Terrace,
Grandma House, that lady house over there.
Grandma
when
house.
Did you come back?
I came back
2010?
Nah, 09.
09?
Yep. And during that time, I was you know.
But after the Aida show, you know, once that was, you know, no more. Then take us through, you know, what life was like then. I mean, now that you know, not a part of XTV, and you're just a regular old person again.
Me and Woody divorced, and I had to get myself right, and you know, I just became a stripper. You know what I mean? It was a life that, you know, and even people be like, "Hey, when you on the Aida show? Oh shit, I'm getting a lap dance from Aida." You know what I mean? And it was uncomfortable, but it just I just wanted a different life. Like, I wasn't happy in the spotlight no more. Like, I lost 2 of my best friends, you know what I mean, and all these other different disastrous things to happen. And so I just was trying to find myself, and I was going the wrong way, you know what I mean. Then I found God, you know what I'm saying. I found this dude at the club, you know, and I forgot his name, Vickers, you know what I'm saying, who's on the DVD. But we met, you know what I mean, and shoot, he just swept me away, you know what I mean. He was just nice, he was respectful, you know what I mean. And shoot, we went to church together, and you know, we spent some time, like 3 years together, and we had a wedding, got my baby, and I had Deja little butt, you know what I'm saying, about, what's that?
How old was she?
12.
Oh yeah, she done got big.
Yeah. She done got real.
I ain't seen her in a long time.
Fast too. You ain't wearing that dress to prom. I see you.
Prom?
I mean,
yeah.
that thing.
I know. Work make you get old.
It do. But she ain't wearing that little tight behind dress. I seen her on Instagram. I disliked it. But anyway.
You can't dislike on Instagram. I mean, you can dislike it, but you can't dislike it.
But I don't like it. Anyway. So, it's just, I just spent time raising her, going to church. And, I really just kind of X'd out XTV because I just, it had left such a bad taste in my mouth. And then last time I went, it was just so rough for me. You know what I mean? And I never seen myself coming back. Like, I didn't see it. And then when I would turn it on, I would just get, like, bad memories. I turned it on in 03. Woody is the champion. You know what I mean? I'm like, Woody the champion? Child, what? You know what I'm saying?
So you followed it?
Nah, I had just cut it on one time. And that's what I seen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I can't watch this. And, I just kind of just blocked it out of my life. You know what I mean? And then, I just thought that, one day my story probably, like, maybe it can impact somebody's life. And so that's what happened in 09 when Sue did the DVD. This was a weird time for XTV. We just came out of 08. You know what I mean? And, 08 was what it was for y'all, I understand. And,
well, the whole country's in an uproar.
Oh, yeah.
Was in a, so.
And then 09 kicked in, and that's what Super Duper was just trying to do a bunch of different stuff when he did the little DVDs. Yeah. And he just said, shoot, let me just do Ada story. And it was just kind of like, maybe, I don't know. And, he did have fun recording it, though. He had a lot of fun, just putting it together. And then he couldn't wait to show you, and he just remember you laughing like you had tears in your eye.
For real?
Yeah, like at first he was like, he played it for you and he left. You know what I mean? And he finally came back a few minutes later and he seen you with tears in your eye like, man, don't show me that shit no more. You know what I mean? And from there, they was like, I want more of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
From that DVD.
Wow. That was huge for you.
Oh, yeah.
So you showed up on 06 then.
Yep.
And then, I remember you had the overalls.
Yeah, I had the overalls, child.
I like that outfit.
I was always just unique with my fashion, you know what I mean? Even back then, when with the old Ada show, like, I was just always just wore very hard. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? I just, inspired people to wear, certain kind of clothing, you know what I mean? That look unique and look nice. And
yeah,
I'm a fashion expert, child.
I feel you. Yeah, you definitely always had, a unique look every time. Because a lot of times, on the West Side, it could be hit or miss. But I don't remember you, looking, going off the sides, off the walls. Off
I
the
take
tracks.
time. I always take time. Like, I'm one of them creative superstars that just always take time with. Like, it take forever to make Ada. You know what I mean? People like Ada.
High maintenance.
Even Wells, too, sometimes. Like, Wells be kind of hard to make.
Yeah, because Wells is very specific.
Yeah, really. Like, I'm talking from the expression to everything.
Exactly.
Like, it's
you gotta nail that face.
Yeah, you gotta do it right. It's like, nah, I see a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? This is up a little bit. It's flat. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so, me, Wells, DT used to take a while, but 80s guy takes the longest though.
He do?
He take forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even with the
that's probably like Yagi. Got to put all these damn stickers on his damn difficult ass.
Exactly, and like 80s, like even the
elaborate shit.
The suit on XTV Hardcore House, what he wearing on that took us forever to make. Like, we deleted it, and
the green one.
We was
green.
Yeah, we was happy with it one time, and then we was like, nah, the next day. Then it's like, we happy with it this day, nah, the next day. And then finally it was that green suit that was like, okay, we can go with that. Like certain shit, like,
the 80s guy will give you a show.
Oh, and he'll give you a headache working on his damn costumes. The Size of Mania one, that's another one. Not this year's, but the one in 2010. That shit gave us a headache. Like, that shit was like, damn, you know what I mean? Because it's just, we want his shit to be so special and specific. So, yeah. 80s, we like the,
Yeah, we got guys like that, though, on this side, too. But it's always fun. So I mean, how was it? I mean, to be well received the way you was, during your comeback, I guess it would be. I mean, because not only did you make a comeback, but it was like you never left. Like your presence here is like you always been. It's like you a legend. You are so bona fide. It's like you was here the whole time.
And it was surprising to me. I mean, because like I told you, my background. You know what I mean? It was like I was just one of those here today, gone tomorrow type of characters. And I'm never coming back. Snoop the doggy. With no disrespect to him. You know what I mean? But people like that, it's just like it happened, but then it's gone. And I was surprised because, like I said, I kind of resented XTV because of all the stuff. It put me through the first little go around, but I came back a lot more mature. I'm in my 30s coming back. And it's a lot more mature. I'm able to tell a story. I'm more well balanced and ready to influence others with my story. So it was good to come back as somebody a lot more smarter. Like when I first started, I was more naive and young. You know what I mean, and didn't know a lot of what I was doing and didn't process things in a more adult way. So now I was a lot more smarter, and then I think XTV needed somebody over here on the West to be a lot more positive and uplifting to people.
That's
when
true.
we had such a disastrous 08, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, man. Well said. You did come in like right on time, and you was more like very healing to that side, and it's like it kind of just lead right into you and Yosi being like so inseparable.
Boy.
And so
to this day, that's my nigga.
like it's just like y'all two, y'all never fight ever,
Never.
and y'all dynamic is so different and unlike what usually comes from XTV. Talk about it.
It's just Yosi. It's just like just like when I first seen her, you know what I'm saying, and when I came back, she was just so like, and I mean, she'll probably she'll understand what I'm saying. I felt like she was still in her ratchet phase. You know what I mean? She was just kind of like almost lost, and I seen herself.
When you came,
yeah, like early though, like when she was doing the little, you know what I'm saying, soldier girl up in this hole, now watch me,
yeah, I remember.
Like she
and
was still in her little.
She used to do the damn miss shit.
Yeah, no, that was later, but she was just playing with that, you know what I mean. But it was like at first, like, cause I seen like some of my old self in her, and I was just like, let me talk to her, let me befriend her, and me.
I'm sorry, but I have forgot all about that.
Yeah, and me befriending her though was just like, man, she taught me things and I taught her things. I'm thinking I'm gonna pull her under my wing. Shit, we pulled each other under each other's wing, and
Yeah.
I learned a lot from Yosi, and she learns a lot from me. And like I think we had that dynamic in a relationship, like no two wrongs or no two rights, just understanding. You bound to have a great relationship that lasts for decades, you know what I mean? And I really see our relationship lasting forever.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever see us arguing or fighting or nothing, because that's not how we think. We don't be like, oh, Ada, you said this, and then we combative, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, Ada, like what was going on, and we able to talk about it, and it's not, it's not like that, and it never will.
And you know what? Y'all know each other. Like y'all both know that. It's like it's mutual with y'all.
Yeah.
It's like she know that you got her back. You know that she got yours, and it's like can't nobody try to like infiltrate y'all because y'all are like a unit. And it's like, nah, nigga, we already see what you doing.
Exactly.
Y'all know each other.
And we used to see that. Like people used to try stuff like kill a little ass. That's why I can't skin his little ass. But like him, like he used to do stuff, you know what I'm saying, back then, like to try to like instigate and cause drama. But we used to see that back then. And Naomi and Dominique, they came along with me,
Right.
I think they came like a year later though.
Yeah, they came later.
You know what I'm saying? Because like they was popular from the DVD as well, but they came like a year later.
Mm-hmm.
But
They was down in developmental.
shut up, Justin.
What?
I think you trying to be funny.
No, so you got to go through developmental.
I ain't have to go through no developmental.
It's a thing. it's a real thing. I'm telling you. Like it's this thing where Here on the East Coast, and I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this.
Go ahead. I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him, y'all.
But anyways, here on the East Coast, they coming out with this thing where, like, instead of new guys just appearing on the card, they have to go through the bricks. And like they gotta go through developmental training. That's all I was saying. So it was like during their time they was on the underground level, and they had to go through the bricks to get to where they is now on the main card.
Oh, okay. You said you was gonna get in trouble for something.
Y'all ain't gonna get it. They know.
Underground Bob. But anyway. So huh?
Go ahead.
I said Underground Bob. I was talking about Best.
Yeah, that's what he did.
I don't know. It just made sense. Everybody burying himself.
Oh, well,
anyway. Yeah, so that's just the dynamic in our relationship. And shoot, when we team, oh my
man.
Gosh, cause like,
did y'all ever lose?
Probably sometimes. But,
I don't think so.
But overall,
I don't never remember y'all losing. Y'all used to tear everybody ass up.
Sus and White Fang. You know what I mean?
Y'all had some tough matches. It wasn't like y'all was just fighting just regular ass tag teams. It's just all right. It's the computer. So what? A lot of those were fucking fights,
and we almost lost a lot of times. Let me tell you, like,
y'all. What was that match where y'all had dressed alike?
What match?
Y'all had a match where y'all dressed similar. We got highlights of it, man.
What, that Survival of the Fittest?
Was it there? And y'all had the black and white?
Black and white?
Oh, you
don't know about that.
Well, anyways, man, y'all a hell of a team, man.
Yeah, and I wish we could have, continued to perform as a tag team.
Yeah. But,
Yosi, like, she was supposed to come back at that XTV Mania in 2010. And Trunks talked about this on his 2010 shoot that he did. It's like, she had the XTV AIDS, you know what I mean? And that was big because she was going, like...
That was a comeback for her?
Yeah, that was going to be a comeback tag team match, you know what I'm saying? Because we had took a break because we finally got 2010 somewhere in 2009. And everybody was developing themselves, building up, and working on themselves. And Yosi, she was getting good again. So it was like, that was going to be the first time we teamed up. And we was going to fight Batula Dean and Miss Intense. And, that was a big match people was looking forward to. It's like, oh, snap, Aida and Yosi about to come back. And then, she
and
gets
those
sick.
girls right there, man, Batula Dean and Miss Intense,
I can't stand Batula Dean, though. She talked too much trash, though. I be trying to give her fat self-credit.
Batula Dean, she was dominant in the women's division.
Oh yeah, I remember she slammed Melina on the steel steps. She had threw her onto the outside of the ring, and then she threw her on the steps, and the steps broke, and then she got knocked out from that.
Didn't y'all say that clip?
Yep, we say that, Joe. That was crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
And like they was a dominating team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they was. Because Miss Intense was intense.
Yeah.
I think didn't she come back from? She was on 06.
Yep.
Yeah, she did her thing. She was like Ivory. Like, she good as hell, but they don't really give her the push.
They don't give her that credit because, Miss Intense was one of those other early XTB, when we got 06 type of people where...
Who?
Like, Miss Intense.
Yeah, okay.
Like, she was one of those, like, you know what I'm saying, Soup was just trying to, like, come up with random stuff, and he came up with Miss Intense.
Yeah, she definitely worked. She always reminded me of On Your Knees.
And that's kind of... Well, nah.
Lick my boots.
Else.
Yeah, it was completely different. Somebody else.
Nah, because that was the character over here.
Yeah, I remember.
Lady.
Yeah.
Mistress Payne. That's who that was.
Mistress Payne.
Yep, Mistress Payne.
Yeah. So
Cat child.
Yeah, completely different people. But, it's like kind of the same gimmick.
I forgot all about her.
She was badass too, right?
She was like... So she got into the...
Oh, she was just a...
she got into a feud with this girl that was kind of like China. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of Xena, the War Princess or something?
Yeah.
She kind of looked like her, but Miss Chain, that was her name. And she was a part of the motorcycle gang, and her and Mistress Payne got into a feud.
It's being tatted right now.
Tat, child. I'm nerding out, child. Like Payne was doing on your podcast that we heard last night.
Yeah.
Payne completely nerded out on one part. Soup sound like a geek. He said when he was talking about a feud, he was like, it did. It was Armageddon. He did the Rusty Doug. He said, and then Armageddon, they had four, and then they still didn't meet each other. Nope. That's what he said. He said, nope. I was laughing my ass off at that part.
Oh my God.
He went nerd, like he nerded out. He lost his shit.
Oh man, it is a good time here.
It is, child.
We sitting with Aida Vickers, ladies and gentlemen. So much more with this later on. But first, I gotta tell y'all something. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta take this time to tell you guys about Sunbeam Warm White Lights. Now the thing about these is that they last for years and you can save like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And believe you me, I had one of these lights for about 6 years, before it actually went out. Probably even longer, I'm just guesstimating at this point. Maybe about 5 to 6 years though, around that. And they better than the typical lights that you're gonna find from the stores. Those things gonna be gone, within a matter of months. Trust me, I had to learn the hard way. But these things are energy-saving light bulbs. They made by Sunbeam, and I think that you should give them a try. You fat son of a bitch. That's all you have for an advertisement. I can't believe they've had you for all these years. You're a fat bastard. Daniel Dingle, I thought you was dead. Where the hell you came from? Your mother's a whore. Can't even believe that, yeah. What the? Sparky? Yeah. Used to use a lantern when I... Just lay down, Sparky. Lay down. Good dog. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, check out Sunbeam LED light bulbs. They save energy, they save money, and that's good enough for me. How about you?
Does your baby need anything?
I want something to eat.
You heard me, anything?
I'm hungry.
Doesn't Need Anything is a new Zaibatsu developed baby food designed to satiate your baby's every need, because early entry into the Zaibatsu food program builds a better youth. DNA Food, shaping tomorrow's adults.
Your eyes are so beautiful.
I cannot let go of your hand.
May I stroke the nape of your neck?
Oh, your hand caresses.
And the bosom thrusts.
Oh, yes.
These implants are not silky milky. Only silky milky implants by Zaibatsu feel and taste like the real thing. Zaibatsu, look for the label and stand for nothing less.
I know what that means. Sitting here with Miss Aida Vickers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good time. We sitting out here at the park, and I was thinking about the different roles that you played. I mean, you've been in You the Right Thing, and you got some roles that we haven't seen with Big Trunks.
Oh my God.
And different things like that. So just talk about your role as an actress. I mean, that's a whole nother thing that puts you on that upper echelon and it separates you from the rest, because everybody don't get those opportunities.
Well, with the Do the Right Thing, that was my first big role, and it's crazy because I just came in off of the DVD, and based off of that, like, they started putting me on stuff, and that was fun. Like, I got to play Yo Amai. I got to play her. Does she even got a name?
I don't remember her name.
The nameless character.
That girl.
I forgot her name. The light skinned chick.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but
you played her.
I played her, and that was fun. That was just real fun. Like, that was like, what make that so special though to me is that really just is a picture. You know what I'm saying, of who was doing it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things where it's like you see Killer, you see Monster. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, the only person to me that's missing is Dixie and Payne. You know what I mean? But Payne missing, for obvious reasons at the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, like, that's XTV. You know what I'm saying? That's what was going on. That's who was hot, and that's who was like, going to be the future and make something big, or who was already doing something at that precipice and doing something.
Yeah, exactly. And it was fun. It was fun, and that's what it was for that time. Definitely a staple. In a time capsule, a piece. Everybody getting together for one cause and making something special, man.
And we always tried to do like a XTV the movie, like even back in the 90s and 2000, like we always tried to do something really big to capture like everybody that's doing it, cause we was like, man, XTV special, and this was the first ever kind of like XTV the movie type of thing that involved every character that makes this thing so special. And working with Howard and seeing there, like I was peeping in, I seen you, Yosi, and Howard, I seen their little relationship blossoming on set. I used to just step aside because it was beautiful.
It was evident.
Yeah.
It was very evident. Even on the over here on the East Coast, and when we would be in the back editing those love scenes and shit, and it's just like, damn, Howard and Newsy.
Exactly, and I remember, what I'm saying, when I did like hear some old XTV stuff, it's like, we had this old tape, it pops, but it was like something real fast, and then LT came in, he was like, shut up, bitch, he was talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and then Yosi was like, ooh la la, and then Bobby had said that bitch is attracted to a damn hedgehog, she's desperate as hell, you know what I'm saying, and that's Yosi and Howard, that's Yosi and Howard though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Howard is a little Sonic, but it's like, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
they go back.
Yeah, and then it's like, then you go to this point in 09, and he like doing the thing with the ice on her little breast, and I'm like, I see you, girl, do your thing.
Yep. Yeah. I remember some of those later scenes, the stuff that didn't get uploaded, like, Grandpa Joe and Miss A Man, when it's kind of dusky outside, and the sun, you tell her, thankfully the sun then finally went down. Just wonderful shit, 10 Money talking on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Just not even the rap though. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this Big 10 Money, please say the money. And it's just like, because it's been a long day, and you just feel it, and these are just like the final moments, before the big ruckus.
And then it's just like it just, one thing about XTV is like with a lot of stars and a lot of things, it's like sometimes we have different eras for stuff. Like sometimes we just kind of have a feel era, like with 90%, for instance. Sometimes this show ain't really about what we saying or what's going on, it's about the feel of it, you know what I'm saying, and you just feel it, you know what I mean. And to me, I think that this captures all that. It captures, you feel where we coming from, you hear where we coming from, you hear everything, you know what I'm saying. It was all in this one piece to me on what makes XTV so great. You know what I'm saying? All on this one thing. And it's unfortunate what happened. You know what I mean? But
no, we didn't got past it. We didn't done so much more. Like, was you a part of the Jungle Fever too? Was you in that?
No,
you wasn't in that.
I was going to be. I was going to be.
Who you was going to be?
I was going to be Walter's wife. You know what I'm saying? But then Soup decided for whatever reason to just make it the
actual.
Yeah, no, he was being Evelyn though. And
it probably made sense at the time.
What?
It probably made sense for that to be Evelyn because that's what was popular.
Yeah, but it was like he was trying too hard to like get that quick success. You know what I mean? And it was like, and Jungle Fever is great. It's a great project. I'm not downplaying it. It's just that I just wish that he would have more so focused on the actual work, instead of just trying to just force like, oh man, please let me be a hit, please, because that's what it looked like. On some parts.
Let's remember, ladies and gentlemen, she don't like Super Duper, so.
Yeah, his fat ass. Bitch, nigga.
Oh man, we love
That's
it.
That's why I almost ran you over when you was pushing carts.
It's just different though, it's like, like for us, we the East Coast, we get it. And all this stuff is for us and by us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's what that's what that is, and it's like introducing a new character. That's what's unique about the West Coast, and in so many ways is that it's even like with the Lake Skeleton, we don't know none of those characters.
And some of them characters was brand new that we just did on the spot.
Exactly.
Like, and that's why, like, on Late Skeleton, I know I wasn't a part of that, but that was a strain on a lot of our vocals. Like, on our voice, doing Dixie Valentine, that was tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really.
It's like it take you to another level of performing, though. You know?
And that was inspired, like, a lot of that, like, vocal delivery on Late Skeleton, that was inspired by Cops.
Make my damn throat hurt
Yeah.
thinking about it.
That was inspired by Cops, like just listening to Cops, you know what I'm saying, the early episodes and all the other ones, just listening to different vocal tones with all these different peoples, it just inspired us to be talk like this. And you know, we was we were stretching our vocals out, and you know what I'm saying, that's why that was real tough and, you know, tedious on various different aspects, like on our throat. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, thinking and just everything, like how we had to just be those characters. That's why I wish that would have came out, because that would have been insane. Like, I think Soup was talking about it. He said y'all will be watching that to this day. You know what I mean? Because it was going to be, the ending was going to be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he had pictures already ready for the ending. He was like, man, let me get this ready.
But you know what,
now.
though? I'm going to tell you something, man. It's gonna happen. This stuff, because it's software that, you know, that we just haven't explored. See, it's like we only used Movie Maker, and then we only used our own devices. We created our own characters and our own worlds,
our own movements and everything. We just use these platforms.
Yeah, but you know. It's like, it's people who think how we think that then already did all the dirty work, and so they already got these templates. All you got to do is use your creative, and, you know, and go for what you know. Because,
you know, like, with that being said, it's like you said, you know, it's already been used, you know, but it's like we don't know where it's at, because
it exists.
With the cassette tape thing, like, you know what I mean,
Look
like
harder.
With us finding how to put cassette tapes on computer, we was just playing a cassette tape from this speaker, putting it up to the computer. But nah, you don't have to do it that way. And these things are out there, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not giving away what's on this one scene of the Cosby Show, but it's like, you know, what we doing with this thing is just, it's like, how else can you do this part? Like, what other way can you do this? How, you know, what is the easiest way? Like I said, I ain't gonna say the scene, but it's like, how else? You know what I'm saying? Besides the tedious way we doing it, you know. And I'm not saying that because we used to working hard, but I'm saying that because it's like, what else do you do? You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel about that. But, you know, you asked me about my acting career, but this the podcast, y'all. We going all over the place.
Yeah, we do what we want here because it's a good time.
Yeah, but with the Do the Right Thing, that was fun. That opened doors for me, and that's when, you know, like, the most recent project is me and Trunks. It's called Can This Family Live Without Drama, and it's gonna be hilarious. It was inspired in 2011 with me, Joette, and Trina and Keisha and Tony and Sandra. I think Keisha was pregnant with London or something, and, like, you know, we had watched the Madea movie, and Soup, like, really didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? He hated that shit.
Was it this Christmas?
I don't know what it was. No, it wasn't this Christmas. It was because that was 2007. Grandma was around. You know what I'm saying? But 2011, like, that was like, it was bad, and then it was a badass Madea movie. It was bad, and then he had went home and he just recorded it. He recorded that, and then he was just like, man, this is how I feel. And he used me, Trunks, and then, you know, he wasn't gonna do shit with it. But then when he heard it back, I think months later.
And don't y'all have some uploaded on the West Side channel?
Yep.
Yeah, with you and Trunks, right?
On Mugga 224. Yeah, that scene right there is like, Super Duper has stated this. He says, so far, out of everything I've uploaded in the past 5 years, that is his favorite scene, you know, he's ever did.
I like that guy. I like that one.
That was funny too.
But that's on
he was
channel
high as hell,
TNG.
child.
That's channel THG?
Yeah.
That's on that channel, right?
Yeah, that's on that, but that's on Mucka 2242.
Oh, okay.
Soup was high as hell on that project.
Don't confuse the people with Mucka 2242. Anyway, go ahead.
He was high.
He was?
On that Go Home, Antonio was high, y'all. Look, okay, that recording was done in 2008. He already knew he wanted to do something with it. But it was 2011. Times was bad. Joette was at Jetstream. Sandra was always arguing with him. So one time he went in the back and he got one of your blunts. They was already rolled up. He lit that shit up and he smoked it for just a little while.
Damn.
For some reason, something told him to work on that project.
Oh, we to do it.
We do not remember having Killer P turn green. Like, most of that shit is like, what the fuck was I doing? For real. And
that's why it was green.
Yeah, because we don't even remember half of that shit. Like, it's like, what the fuck was I doing?
It was yelling at the time, motherfucker. Get your ass out of here.
You know what I mean? And a lot of that on that project, what is it called? It's called the animated vlog. Yeah,
Right.
he was high as fuck, and you know, a lot of those scenes, like, we don't remember. We can't tell you why or what was really going on in the process of our mind. We just know it's up there, and we found that video. Really, it was like, man, when I did this, you know, and then we just uploaded it. We kind of remember the last scenes because we wasn't high on the part where the homeless dude had the boots, but the beginning, we was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of a blur. You know, so that's what that is, a high-ass project. And to date, we don't get high and work on shit. Because it's like, you know what I mean?
I do.
You ain't even supposed to be in here.
Why?
I thought you was Joe at.
Huh? Oh, no. I'm me. No, I'm saying I do. We sound alike, though. Anyways, yeah, that's the shit, man. You know, I just wanted to bring that up, though. You know how you have had those different roles.
Yeah.
You know, here in XTV, and you know, it's just definitely a good look. You know, when you're able to do multiple things. I mean, do you remember how many times you held the women's championship?
Too many, child. Like, maybe
several, like so many times.
A lot, you know, and when I won the women's belt, like, it was just like so surprising because 2010, I won. We got it on tape. We uploading that too. We found the awards for 2010, like the best rookies, and 2011 and 09.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we found it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, yeah, we don't know how long we done had this, but we found it.
It's already on a digital device.
It's on the computer. Then we just the computer keep tripping though. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, we got a lot we want to upload. But I won, you know what I'm saying, comeback of the year in 2010, and then I won MVP of 2011. Like, that's crazy.
You was the MVP
of 2011. I mean 2010. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2010.
I was surprised. I was like, wait, I thought it was Tavares in 2011 because he was commissioner.
Yeah. He won 2011. No, it was Blood. It was Blood at 2011. He was the MVP.
He was?
Yeah, because Blood was killing people out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Beast almost won MVP of 2012, but I forgot who that went to.
Oh, Beast almost did win. It might have went the 80s guy.
2012? I don't know. It was DT. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
DT won 2012 MVP, and then 2013. Who was 2013? 2013. I don't remember 2013. Damn. I know Trunks won that.
I don't know, man. I feel like LT was MVP in the more recent years because remember he was the commissioner.
Yeah, the last time he was commissioner.
That's right. That's
2013.
Right.
He was 2013. Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Now I'm thinking about 09 when he was MVP. That's what I was thinking about.
He won it twice. He did it 09 and 13. Yeah.
You gotta, I mean, hats off to that kid, man, because he's like he was so not supposed to make it, and I don't know if he talked about that in his shoot. But he just wasn't supposed to make it, and just to see how far he came, like he is so high up, like he up there with us, like the elite, You know, he's one of them. Because he was the son of Yaki, you know, and Yaki was the man.
I just wish he would stop putting his damn hands on me.
He ain't had no right to do that shit.
Twice. Let me just say this, all right?
Yeah, say it.
This little boy, this little child is getting on my damn nerves, okay? Now, at first it was all fun and games because we was going to do the Martin show, okay? That's all it was. And it was just a little joke. And the fact that he couldn't write his jokes in time or they wasn't that funny, he want to start putting his hands on people because he ain't funny. He ain't shit. I can't stand him. And I'm over him putting his hands on me. But the next time, please believe Jack James gonna have that ass.
Get up, lazy. It's time for work. What? You heard me. Up. I'm tired. You need Zoom Zoom, the legal wake-up that lasts all day.
Whoa! Zoom Zoom, the recently legalized pre-breakfast nasal wake-up call, developed exclusively by the Zaibatsu Corporation with rare South American plant extracts. Zoom Zoom is specially formulated to stimulate every part of the neural cortex.
Zoom Zoom really does start your day with a bang.
Do you need a go-anywhere wagon?
You bet.
A fanny magnet women just can't avoid?
Right on.
You need Land Rover, the latest all-terrain pickup on the market, with more pulling power than any other truck in its class. The Land Rover is ready and waiting for girls and boys who want to truck.
Oh, yes.
The Land Rover pickup does not guarantee a satisfying sex life after purchase.
All right. Anyways, sorry for that interruption, but yeah. JJ is gonna be on my podcast, and we go over Hardcore House. And tell me about his your involvement with him. That's a strange ass relationship. How the hell you end up with JJ?
Ooh, when you talk about that, man.
Hello. Can't imagine nobody getting like that over JJ.
Shut up, Justin. Anyway. JJ just, I don't know, just always there to, fight for somebody, man. I just like the way he is, his masculinity. You know what? He underrated, though. I think, I get that in ring, he wasn't always the best performer, but that match with Payne at XTV Mania 4, we still got it on tape, and he competing with Payne, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like Payne, completely destroyed him. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm surprised that Payne didn't say that was his favorite opponent, because that's still, even though we just got audio, that's still a very good match. You can hear it in our voice. It's like, damn, we can't believe that, JJ going the distance. And I think IQ said that on a commentary. He's like, JJ's going the distance with Payne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which was so tough back then.
Yeah.
And even
Payne
now,
was dominating. Go ahead.
He still is, anytime he come back, he always show people that, he the Payne.
Exactly, and he a force to be reckoned with. So
he is
just
one of the greatest champions in XTV history, in my book.
I just respect James a whole lot. You know what I mean? And hopefully one day, we can get married. You know what I'm saying? You
say that JJ underrated. I mean, do you see JJ? How do you see JJ's legacy? In XTV.
I see him as always staying there. Even when the cards were against him, you know what I mean? When he first started, he kept losing to even people like Hurricane or, whoever. He kept losing, but he stayed there. And then when he did the Sugar James thing in 2009, he was really beating people up. Remember, he was boxing, and he was Jack James, bitch, and he was, beating people, though. It wasn't like, it wasn't like he was, fighting easy people. He was, and then at that time, Bobby was doing boxing too, and I remember him he was losing a lot, Bobby Classic. He was losing a whole lot, but JJ was the one that was just every time we seen him, he was winning. And I just feel that need to be more shined on him. But I guess since he came in, getting defeated so many times, you know what I'm saying? People forget, that he's done a lot.
He's a veteran, He is. He actually is. He's our Booker T. He used to wrestle.
He not like he used to be either. You know what I'm saying? He don't talk like that at all. He sounds confused sometimes.
Yeah. JJ's good, man. You know, he's a good friend of mine.
And there's rumors going on with me, Justin. I'm sorry, I just kind of want to just dispel this. Me and Naomi and Dominique are cool. Like, a lot of people think that since Yosi had her little riff with Naomi, that
that's old as hell.
Yeah, you know, they think that, you know, because they rarely see us together. And, you know, the Aida show was supposed to come out in 2010. That was going to be animated. We still got the vocals. Killer was going to be on there. You know what I'm saying? But according to him, Killer thinks he sounds so extra on that he don't want to upload it. You know what I mean? And
Killer's a diva.
Exactly. Killer, to that, you extra already just for saying that.
Exactly.
But, nah, seriously, though, it's just like, we was trying different things with that, and you know, we still gonna work together. Like, we work together on the thing we doing with Trunks. You know what I'm saying? The play. So it's just a matter of time before things come out. You know how this animation thing go. You know, it take time. You know what I'm saying? To draw a picture or, you know, set up a scene, movements and all that. Things take time. So yeah, y'all hush. We ain't beefing.
It's real. Speaking of beef, you know, I had Foxy on here, and, you know, y'all rivalry got to go down as one of the greatest rivalries of all time. You know, I mean, talk about it. Aida versus Foxy, y'all fought so many times in y'all matches was classic.
And she lost so many times.
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
yep, sure did. She lost so many times, and you know, like, one thing I learned: when you lose so many times from an ass whooping, it makes you humble. That's what it does. Okay, you ain't got me recorded losing to her.
Yes, we do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's a back and forth feud. It's like it's like so. Y'all one up each other, you know, each and every time. Like, you can go to the West Side channel and see, you know, Foxy versus Aida, you know, and, like, you know, a classic match, and then, you know, you'll probably go over, and then, you know, on the East Coast channel, you know, she'll go over, then, you know, like, shit on the West Side. Nah, no.
You correct your ass right there.
Nah, I seen it, you know. I've watched, like, it's one of my most favorite feuds of all time. You know, it's just like y'all going back and forth, and I mean, what do you think that comes from? Like what makes you feel that way?
She just got a big mouth, okay? When I came in here, I was cool with all the divas, you know what I mean? But I don't know. You just get those vibes from certain people, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, from when we met our first time one-on-one probably, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, you know what I mean, what you got on the side. You feel catty? Well, scratch, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And it stuck from there. And Trick or Treat, 2010. You know what I mean? I said, great costume, Foxy. You really do look like a pussy.
That was a great line.
Straight in the face after that. You know what I'm saying? I wish we still had that Trick or Treat. But it just kind of stemmed from that. You know what I mean? You know?
Perfect line. I remember that.
You know,
it didn't stem from that though. It came from like way before. Like y'all just used to fight all the time.
It probably did.
Like,
I don't remember. I just know I don't like her.
Oh my gosh.
She's an ugly person. Okay, you know what I mean. But you know, like I said, I beat her enough that she's a little more humble now, and you better stay that way.
Man, you heard.
Because I'm gonna beat your little ass again.
Oh my goodness! Shots fired right here on Justin's
and
podcast.
I mean it. Play.
Oh man. Well, before we ride off into the sunset, do you got anything, any other things, any other thoughts, any other plugs, anything coming up, anything on your mind?
I just really want to just thank my fans for supporting me this long, because I feel like I'm one of them people that ain't even supposed to be relevant, but people care enough to, you know, can keep me out in the picture and look out for that. Candace Family Live Without Drama. That's actually something, like I said, gonna be big. It's gonna have Grandpa Joe. It's gonna have Mary May in it. It's gonna be big. Like, you know, it's just what's holding us up is it's hard to find a horse running. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Over here, we got that coming out. That's gonna be the biggest thing of my career, whenever we able to get that together and put that out there for people, because it's an animated play, which is like, gonna be crazy because you can do so much with that. But yeah, look forward to that.
Okay.
Shout outs to Yosi, LT's Ugly, and Foxy Play With It.
Oh man, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And she loves her some JJ.
Dang.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Ada. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I had a great time.
Do it again, baby.
Of course, it's great catching up with Aida Vickers. Yeah, man. Soup got a call, but at the same time, I mean, it's a good time, ain't it? Yeah, it's always a good time over here at Justin Podcast. I told y'all, during the opening of this thing, I'm tired as hell. I wasn't bullshitting. I'm still up. That's right. Because I am the working man. Okay? But I ain't gonna do what I did to y'all at the beginning of the show. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just finna, matter of fact, start playing the music right now. Play the music now. Alright, that means that I only got 3 minutes to get out of here. That's the 3-minute wrap up. Red light. Alright, but hey, before I get out of here, I wanna let you guys know, thank you, alright, for tuning in. Somebody got on my case the other day, like, oh, Justin, I guess you fell off the map. Oh, you don't do podcasts no more. I'm him. I'm right motherfucking him. That's right. And I'm going to keep on doing my podcast. And I got some big guests coming up for you. Wait till the month of October. Guess what's coming in October? The cast of Lake Skeleton. That's right. You forgot about that, didn't you? Right here on Justin's Podcast. Guess what's coming up in about 5 more episodes? AVW, the creator of XTV. This whole thing. That's right. Part 2 of that interview is coming up. So I'm doing my thing, and you do yours. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. I promise next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do this in the morning. I ain't gonna do this at nighttime no more. All right? But it's a good time, and I hope it's a good time in your life. Good night.